Exactly what we did. We selected some outstanding people from the northeastern Florida area and Jacksonville area to help us with this project. Miss Alberta Hips, many of you may know her. She at one time was the chairman of the Jacksonville City Council. Our engineer, Sam Musa, was the city engineer in Jacksonville. We retain a law firm, Lewis, Longman & Walker, one of the premium law firms, again in Jacksonville. We have also retained other services from people who are experts in their field. In particular, Bill Straw, our air quality engineer, who is responsible for the writing of the permit through 18 months worth of work with the EPA. We have a systems engineer by the name of Don Corwin, who is recognized throughout the United States as being one of the experts in putting these systems together. So, when we went down this road to make this a reality, I've surrounded myself with people I believe are the very best. I don't know everything I'd like to know about the medical waste business. In the last 3 years, I've learned a lot, asked a lot of questions, done a lot of research. But I've also surrounded myself with people who know the answers to the rest of the questions that I don't. So this company is well-founded, well-grounded, and is going to be well-supported throughout the course of our business venture. Where we go from here, a lot of it's up to you and the other people here. We expect that tonight we'll provide some good answers to you, to your questions. Will we answer all your questions? We hope to. Some may be left unanswered. We'll take them along with us and get answers back to you. But the basis for this evening is just simply you to get to know us and to know exactly what we're going to do. And there have been reports in the media about what we're going to do. Some of them are completely erroneous. This is not a medical waste dump. I don't know where that idea came from, but it's completely wrong. And you'll see that later.
Well, go ahead and get the slides started.
I'd like to go through a very quick briefing with you, and again, to give you some background, and then we'll get on with the questions. Our goal, partner, build, and serve. We're seeking a partnership with Suwannee County to build this facility, provide jobs for the county, and service the rapidly growing medical waste needs of the Florida region. Why do we need incinerators? Process all forms of medical waste, and there are different types. Some types of medical waste cannot just go directly to a landfill, and they can't be processed by other means. Some types of medical waste have to be incinerated by law. Incineration is the most effective method to deal with these very specialized types of medical waste. EPA regulations have changed dramatically over the course of the last 15 years. Beginning in 1997, EPA began a proposed rulemaking system that resulted in the most stringent air quality standards that this country has ever seen. At one time in 1988, there were over 6,000 medical waste incinerators in this country. By 1995, 2,400. 2010, it's down to 54. As of March of this year, there are only 33 medical waste incinerators in the entire nation. All of these facilities will have to comply with these very strict guidelines by October of 2014. Pretty expensive to retrofit these facilities. Because of that, many of them, after doing a business case analysis, will simply close. In fact, since 2010, 24 of these facilities have closed their doors because of costs and other concerns. As I mentioned, 33 left in this country. In the state of Florida, there are 4, one of the commercial type. There used to be 10. How did this all begin? As I said, Mr. Henritze and I got together. Mr. Henritze is a longtime associate of the medical waste transportation business in the state of Pennsylvania, almost 20 years in the business. Has a office in Jacksonville doing the same thing. So the two of us discussed, we looked, we researched, and said, we think we can build a facility that complies with these new, very stringent rules. I mentioned putting together our team, and you've heard of most of them right now. But the nuts and bolts of the system is done by a company called Penran, internationally known for their incinerators and the systems that go along with it. Pollution control, I mentioned Don Corwin and the Thermocore company. Engineering, Sam Musa, JBC Planning and Engineering, and other people as we need them. Our vision is to create a facility that exceeds these very, very strict 2014 standards, designed by people that know systems, know that these systems work, and will put together a system that will more than meet the standards required in 2014. The design will be environmentally conscious. We intend to become an engaged member in the community. And most importantly, we intend to create jobs. You might ask, why Suwannee County? We did a lot of analysis about where to locate the plant. We looked at areas throughout the country. Some of the major proponents that we needed to be part of the system of our analysis included a major network of highways, because most of this waste is trucked, sometimes further than 500 miles to facilities. So we needed access to that interstate system. We also needed to be in an area that had a lot of medical facilities, and certainly the state of Florida fits that, and the Southeast in general. Narrowed it down to a couple of states, our own home state of Pennsylvania, Georgia, Ohio. But because of the interstate system here, the major connector, I-10 and I-75, we chose Suwannee County. Very quickly, a lot of questions on how this facility works. It works basically in 3 steps: receiving, reducing, and disposing. Medical facilities load and seal their boxes and waste in marked boxes to prepare for transport. The transportation of medical waste is, again, a very heavily regulated industry. Waste will arrive where it is unloaded, weighed, barcoded, with information about what type of waste it is, and then processed. Boxes are separated, and the boxes are then staged for incineration. The second step is reducing. Again, process is as much art as science. You just can't put one type of waste into the incinerator at one time. For optimal burning in the incineration facility, we stage the types of waste into the facility so that we don't overload it with certain types. And it needs to be combined appropriately to achieve the greatest amount of reduction with the least amount of byproduct. Temperatures, oxygen amounts are mixed and are monitored continuously for an optimum burn. Finally, disposal. The end result reduces the weight by about 90 to 95%. What's left is inert material that is tested and then taken to the appropriate type of landfill, whether it be a class 1, 2, or 3. This facility, first of all, will always have the environment and safety in the forefront of our business plan and operation. The facility itself has a lot of safety features built in. They're designed to guard against not only operator error and malfunctions, but they require adherence to all safety and operational protocols.